sometimes you must just go over to the man and just rub him down, you know.
Rub him down.
You understand? And boom off him fist, you know.
Boom
you
off him
understand?
fist. You mean like
yeah, man, boom off him fist, especially when you're done. Do your thing.
Yes.
And him do a excellent job.
Yeah.
You just go over to him and just
Only.
do that.
Before you get to the do's and don'ts, another point, another reason I've seen persons get married for is not necessarily even for the sex, but that it is that they're getting older.
Yes,
and because they're getting older, their biological clock is ticking. So they would have also settled for persons who they would have settled for relationships, having seen the red flags that they would not have settled for, that they would not have had before they got to that age.
Yeah, but I want to dissect that point for you to explain to me, because you say it is not really for sex, but because their biological clock is ticking.
It's two different reasons, Rev. So one reason is for the sex.
Yeah, I heard that. But when the biological clock is ticking, what is it?
They want to have a family too.
They want to have a family.
Children.
Oh, I see.
You know, or you're just getting older, and you know, after a while, men tend to not be, you know, they want you perhaps when you're younger girls, and so women are conscious of these things.
Right.
Yeah, so they don't want to wait until they reach a certain age to start seeking a husband.
Okay. Very well.
Yeah.
All right, but we don't have all the time in the world left, so we're very interested in discourse and so on. You were trying to find out, as we'll move to the do's and the don'ts, you're trying to find out, especially I saw the curiosity on your face, Sonia, when you learned that the men said that the shop, that's how I hear you guys in your couples roped on. Yes, lock. And they says there's such a stark difference after marriage. And before, it's like, before there may be some excitement and so on, but after marriage, especially if you're married for 13 years or for 18 years, it's like they have to be saying prayers.
What you saying?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Shop lock, Rev?
And so you're saying that's not the reality for marital relationships?
No.
That's a lot of the reality, though. That's a lot of the reality.
Well,
It shouldn't be the case.
Men are complaining. Men are complaining.
Share from your
But I guess with the family, children, and both persons working,
maintenance of the home.
Yes, I mean sometimes it can be stressful on the women. Men are always ready and quick to go, while the woman, you have to prepare her. You understand?
Prayer. Bishop said prayer and preparation.
I'm listening to you.
Right? But sex is very important in the marriage, and so I don't think that as a wife you're supposed to withhold yourself from your husband because he didn't do something, or because you're trying to punish him in a bad way. Right? I believe that there should be, if there is, well, the Bible tells the only way you separate, you stop, you don't have sex is unless in agreement and you're going into prayer and fasting. But I think if there should be regular sex in your marriage.
Hold it there, because
there should be.
We'll have to promote you in the kingdom of the men.
I agree with Sonia.
There should be.
All right.
You know.
But then let us segue then into the final segment to ask, speak to us from your personal experience. You may be influenced by interviews, interactions with other women, but let it be a part of a conviction of what you experience that you would say are the do's and the don'ts, meaning what are some of the things that men should do for you as a woman, as a wife?
Start that and then I'll pick up.
Right. Yes.
I sigh for that one.
Yes.
I sigh because let me start from the point that a lot of men might not necessarily be aware of what it is that the woman wants.
Right.
Additionally, based on how you were, the point you were when you get married, you might not necessarily even know what it is that you really want. And those are very important points, because an expectation might be there, but yet the other person isn't aware of the expectation. And you have great expectation. And with great expectation, if that is not fulfilled, you might have great disappointments. So the first and foremost thing is that there must be conversation. There must be communication. You might have missed out, speaking now to somebody who is married for a much longer time, and then speaking also to somebody who is planning to get married, is that you have to lay a groundwork. You have to have that channel of communication where I can say, this is what I want. You must also have that check and feedback, because sometimes you have to operate this sometimes like a business, if I dare say, so that you know that what it is that you're providing, it is also what the other person wants. Am I meeting your need? Am I meeting the expectation? How can I then come up to another level if it is that I'm not meeting that need, if I'm not meeting that expectation?
Great. I think you have laid a very good foundation by that deliberation. Let me see if I can pin down now some specifics and personal. Yes?
Right. Mm-hmm.
What are some of the
do's
that you would want?
All right, so for me, the do's.
Yes, yeah,
all right, Zonny, I'm going to pick up after.
For me, do dating.
You want your husband to
date me. Right.
I
like
so it can't be, sometimes marriage can get stale, depending on how long you and the person you're married. And so dating is important. Sending gifts just out of the blue. No special occasion.
That's a part of dating.
Right. So you send a gift, or you go on regular dates. A do for me is also talking. You said conversation, communication, but being friends with the person.
So you want him to.
You talking to him, him talking to me. I'm able to share just about anything. There shouldn't be any sort of judgment or whatever. I should be able to share and tell you anything that I want to tell you, which is important.
That's what you want to do. I want to hear more of what you want him to do to you. So he needs to be talking to you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I'm just making I keep the point. Yes.
Right. So those are do's for me too. A do for me also is supporting my initiative, supporting my dreams, goals, whatever it is that I'm doing, ministry, supporting me, and that is big for me as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Any additional do from your personal where you are at?
For me too, one of the big do's, aside from the communication and the support, is also the fact that I like when my man comes on to me.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
I like not over the top, but I want him to still be attractive.
Yes.
Listen, I like when it is that I can say to him, listen to me, you're going a little bit too hot now.
Yes.
I got a road. But even though I say that, I still like it, because I want that what it is that I have that other people might want it too. If I'm alone want my man Bishop something wrong.
Is it a fair thing to flip the coin? If I were to represent the men, like how you want your husband to come on to you, is it fair for the husband to want you
to come?
I think it is fair, even though as females, Rev, let me finish the point. Even though as females, we may not necessarily do it as often as the men, but we also need to make them know, so them a champion, that they're worthy of this, of us coming on to them. Because if it is that they feel, if it is that they are the only ones who are coming on to you all the time, Rev, and especially when you put up that roadblock, the men are going to be tired. So you have to make the man know so you want him too.
Right.
Yes. My head gets fuzzy.
I don't think that was the answer you were expecting.
No.
That is true.
So for clarity, you are saying, I heard it loud and clear, and it's non-negotiable. I receive it. That one of the do's for you. You want your husband, man, to be consumed with you. Right,
Definitely.
to admire you, to desire you,
Definitely.
to pursue you.
Yes.
I ask, if I were to flip the coin, if that would be a reasonable thing of the man to, in terms of expectation, to have of the wife. But I hear this roundabout answering. Is it reasonable for him to have an expectation and for it to happen that you should come after him and desire him and pursue him?
Yes,
Of
rub him
course,
down.
Rev.
Oh,
Yes, of course.
I had to drill hard to get
Yes.
that. But anyhow,
I thought you got that. I thought you got the
She did
answer of
say
the
that.
matter.
Yeah, man, she said that.
Thank you,
Listen, sometime, Rev,
Yes.
sometimes you must just go back to the man and just rub him down,
Rub him down.
You understand? And boom off him fist,
Boom
you
off
understand?
him fist. You mean
Yeah, man, boom off him fist, especially when you're done. Do your
Yes,
thing.
yes.
And him do a excellent job.
Yeah.
You just go over to him and just
Only,
you that.
Sort
You
it out.
understand? You deal with it properly. You understand? Yes. Some men love those things. You understand?
affirm them.
Affirm them. Yes.
I see what you mean. All right. Well, let's haste before our producer cut us off. What are some of the don'ts now? Speaking personally, and of course it represents the woman in terms of what you don't want your man, your husband, man.
To do. For me, a don't will be to speak down to me. Yes, to make me feel like I'm small or unworthy. You understand? Because that is going to injure me. And if that injures me, then it's going to injure the entire marriage as well. How I see myself, how I see you. So that's a don't. A don't also is not hurting the man ego. You understand? Not embarrassing him in public. Or shouting after him. I mean, sometimes when you get in a conversation, you understand? But shouting.
What's happening?
I'm listening
Right?
to you.
So I think, those are some of the don'ts probably for me and for the man. Right?
So you don't want him to speak down to you.
Don't speak down to me.
Don't
Shout,
at you,
right?
embarrass you, like that.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
For me, one of the don'ts is don't let it seem. I don't want it to seem as if the modern day woman image is over the top or is covering it, but share the work. Whether it is the housework, share the responsibilities.
Powerful point.
The days of women being at home and men going out to work has gone through
true.
the window, really. Everybody is working, and if everybody is working, then everybody needs to share the responsibility.
You get a helper.
Powerful
Right.
point. Yeah.
So you don't want to feel or treated domesticated.
No.
Everybody is responsible.
Because
to-
everybody,
Yes.
as you said, is working. Yes,
Yes.
I agree.
Very well. Well,
Yes.
here we are. I was hoping that my co-host, Natalie, would have defended the male folks. But then I do understand.
Yes.
She has been a great co-host. Here we have two very vocal, attractive, and complete women and wives in their own relationships on set, speaking without fear, without inhibition, because they have been given, allowed, I should say, I don't want to sound as if given, they have been allowed the freedom by their spouse to represent.
Yes.
And they have represented excellently in talking about these matters that we are discussing. One of the things that we have spoken even off air is that of how important it is for persons to be open in their relationship in marriage, to talk about basically everything without being judged.
Yes.
You know, being listened to. If there's something that alarms you that I may have raised, I never thought that I should have raised that. Well, the response that we're encouraging is to engage and find out why you asked that and to talk through the issues. But when persons feel even before that they're going to be judged, that inhibits the free flow of communication. What can I say? It has been real nice talking to you fantastic ladies.
Yes.
And we are very happy here on the B1 Marriage Ministry video podcast.
Yes, want to really thank them for coming.
Yes.
Also want to thank our sponsor, Mattox Health and Fitness. Also, our resident producer, George Malcolm Walker, our program director, Damian De Aguilar. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at New Foundation Christian Ministries. Like us on Facebook at New Foundation Christian Ministries, and on B1 Marriage Ministry is our Instagram page. Thank you for watching.
Next
Goodbye.
time.